Okay, traders, so over here I'm going to show you how do we use the Wyckoff schematics to actually catch a move over here. So can you see or identify where is the last down move to up move that breaks our structure? So here, there is a down move, breaks liquidity over here before a strong up move that break out of structure. So over here, break of structure and break of structure. Okay, so let me just label them. And what happens? This creates a down to up move, correct? And this is a huge order block, correct? And you may be thinking, okay, let's say we were to buy over here because it's technically fine to trade off order blocks like this. So this breakout move to a pullback into your order block, you could have already placed a buy limit order here with stop loss below here and aim for this level here. So I hope you know why we are aiming for this level, because this is the up to down move that liquidated positions over here, right? On the lower time frame, if you zoom into this level, we can actually look, this is a move that is something like that on the lower time frame inside here, okay? And we'll not go into that for today. So can you see the last down to up move that break out of structure now pulls back into this demand zone or order block left behind for prices to mitigate, correct? Because we sell here, and when prices moves back up towards this level, these selling positions are all in negative positions, and that is why prices are often coming back to retest this level to break even, right? So you can clearly see that this would have netted you a 1:1.4 trade. It's not bad in a retail standpoint. Alright, and here's the thing, how do you know that this is the order block that we are supposed to use, correct? Because what happens if prices comes back down towards the last area over here? So can you see that this is the last down move before the up move that didn't get mitigated as well? And this down move broke these lows. Can you see? So okay, for this illustration, I'll show you on the lower time frame. Let's see, 15 minutes. Can you see the creation of liquidity? The lows, the lows over here, even these lows, and this may be a double bottom on the 5 minutes time frame where traders are looking to get involved, and this down move liquidates them, correct? So back to our 1 hour time frame. So prices has a possibility to come back towards this level before moving off, and that is why this is the refined order block and this is the whole order block, okay? And what happens if you buy here and stop loss below this level? It's absolutely perfect for you, or alright for you, even if prices comes back down, tap into this level and move up. But do you find that the risk to reward could have been much better if you were to wait for positions to come back towards this level, stop loss below this, and catch a 1:5.7 move? Yes, but in this case you have missed it, right? Prices didn't even come back here, and why? Because by using the Wyckoff schematics, you can understand why prices turn from here. So let's go down to the 3 minutes time frame or the 5 minutes time frame, alright? So this is the 1 hour time frame demand zone. Okay, and we are viewing this on the lower time frame to catch an entry, right? So can you just label this? This is your first selling climax, right? This is your TS. So remember that your preliminary support is the first move that shows you huge rejection, alright? So this is a deeper retracement than usual. So this is your PS, alright? This is your secondary test. And if this is your secondary test, this means that this is your automatic rally, right? And this would be your STMB or spring. And can you see prices makes a huge move? Shows you that prices wants to turn from here, right? Higher high, higher close, breaks out of structure. So now we have a BOS. Okay, and if the 3 minutes time frame is not clear for you, let's see if we can go down lower on the 1 minute. And you can clearly see over here, this is your SC, this is your break of structure. When prices clear this level, this is your break of structure, correct? this is your secondary test in terms of the creation of liquidity. So we have this over here. And there's another way to draw this schematic. So you can see, this could be your secondary test. Okay, because it's not to create equal lows. Prices may not necessarily create equal lows, but it can create liquidity in terms of trend line. So what do I mean? You can actually connect a trend line here, and it also passes off as a secondary test. So what is the difference? So let's say we move this and we draw it this way instead. Okay, this is the secondary test. That means this is your automatic rally, correct? And you can see prices already broke out of this level. But this schematic is not valid yet. Why? Because this Wyckoff schematics needs and must break down the secondary, the selling climax, because this is to be liquidated in the first place. Your selling climax has to be liquidated, similar to your buying climax. Your buying climax has to be mitigated or liquidated. Okay, so in this case, your Wyckoff schematic is not valid until this level has been broken. Why? Because if this level is broken, you have your STMB and your spring, correct? So in this case, the break of structure over here creates your potential STMB and spring. So why do I put slash over here is because if prices comes back and breaks down, then this would be your STMB and this would be your potential spring, correct? If we see a move like this. But in this case, we are not sure whether this is an STMB or a spring, correct? Until prices breaks this level, which is your AR, correct? And what is this level? This is your signs of trend. So can you imagine again? Move down. Okay. This is your PS. This is your SC, automatic rally, ST, signs of strength. Your signs of strength can break above this level. Then you see a move down, clearing this secondary test and your selling climax to create your STMB or your spring. And it doesn't matter if prices moves out from here or create a lower low before a breakout. So this would just be your STMB and this would just be your spring. Alright. So the idea here is to wait for a breakout of your SOS or your AR. Alright. And in this case, you have seen a breakout over here. So where are we looking to buy actually? You see that we have a last demand zone over here, where you could have got involved here and stop loss below your spring, or you can look for an even deeper retracement level. Can you see that all the way inside here we have an order block that hasn't got mitigated? Can you see that there's a gap in between here? Just a tiny little gap of should be a 1 or 2 lesser than 1 point or 2 point over here. Okay, and prices mitigates it perfectly. So can you imagine that if you are able to catch a move like this, stop loss below this level, and we are aiming for this level over here. So why this level? Okay, this is a 1:5 trade if you manage to catch prices here. Alright, and this level serves as a potential supply zone because this is again the up move before the down move that broke out of structure, correct? And this, we can take sells here if the schematic show us, right? So can you see that this is a slow climb, which has a possible Wyckoff schematic. So let's just move on to the 1 hour time frame, okay? I mean the 1 minute time frame, and you can see we are able to label this again as well. So this would be your potential UTED. This is your buying climax. This is your secondary test, automatic rally, okay? And then this is your PSY, your preliminary supply zone, okay? So do you remember we are only valid if prices breaks down of your automatic rally, which is this level? And clearly prices didn't move, didn't even break down of this level, correct? And this is our so-called UTED, which is the upthrust after distribution, which serves as like your spring or your STMB, correct? And what happens when prices breaks this level? This becomes your UT, which is basically your STMB, and anywhere inside here would be your UTED, which is your upthrust after distribution. And the idea here is to wait for a breakdown. So there is no selling confirmation unless prices breaks down this automatic rally, you see. And that is why we have never gotten into this trade in the first place. And this is how you use Wyckoff, pairing up with your order blocks to catch the most perfect entry or confirmation. Okay, and there are so many confirmation that prices can do. You don't even need Wyckoff in this case over here to confirm your trade, because on a retail logic standpoint, this is a rising wedge, and typically how you trade rising wedge is to wait for a breakdown, pull back and sell, and this clearly didn't show any of these reversals at all, and that is why we have never gotten into this trade.